Hello there, and welcome to the GlupCast. I'm your host, James, joined by my co-host, Jack. And what are we talking about today, Jack?
We are breaking down the highly anticipated and wonderful treat we finally got Monday, I believe it came out, wasn't it? Monday?
Yeah,
Monday
believe so.
None other than the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Finally.
Thank God.
And what a trailer it was.
You may have your thoughts. Seems like from reading the overall vibe, it was mostly a positive one.
Yeah. I've seen a fair bit of sort of criticism, which I frankly disagree with in the majority.
And as you can probably tell, we are big Mandalorian fans.
No, I never knew that.
The Mandalorian, when it first came out, was just peak, and it still is peak to this day. You know, whatever views you may have on season 3, overall, I think Mandalorian is probably one of the greatest things to come out of Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that before we started filming, we were both talking about this, that obviously being based in the UK, we didn't get Disney Plus when it came out. So we couldn't watch it. And this was something we both had to find streamed online, and we're watching the first episode on like some scuffed setup, like laptop plugged into TV, just so we could see it.
Yeah, it was worth it. And,
yeah.
You know, only being, 6 years old now-ish?
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
Mandalorian is iconic, and to finally get on a big screen, I'm excited for a new Star Wars film, full stop.
Yeah.
But for that to be a Mandalorian movie as well, just elevates it from hype to hype. So
yeah,
very excited, and from the trailer we've seen already, the very limited kind of footage is looking good.
I think it looks great, and yeah, what we're going to do today is we're going to sort of go through in order of the trailer. So we've obviously sort of watched it a few times now, and we're going to go through and just do a rough breakdown as it goes on. We're not going to talk about every sort of little scene in it, but we're going to talk about the main things we're excited for.
Pick out a few key moments and sort of rumour and kind of try and figure out where this may go.
Yeah.
It looks it might go in a certain direction, but it may be kind of a misleading trailer.
That's true, as they often are, and this is Disney after all. So
we shall see, and we shall get straight into it with our thoughts on the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer.
Can't wait. Okay, so the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer starts off with a lovely panning shot, and we're greeted with a new Razor Crest. I love it, and I know that people are going to be like, oh, like someone's getting excited about a paint change, but like the gold on it looks great. I love the colour. I'm fine with him having a new Razor Crest.
Yeah, a lot of people were kind of mad, like, oh, you can destroy the ship and bring it back, and you get rid of Grogu, bring him back.
Yeah.
Grogu complaint, I can kind of feel a bit more, because there's a direct impact on the story. But a cool ship coming back, like, just let it happen.
This is one of the things, so like the Grogu thing, again, I can see people's point with that, but in relation to the Razor Crest, and also something we're going to see a bit later in the trailer, that being his rifle, to me, they're sort of iconic parts of the character. They're really recognisable. And also, I was talking about this with Jack the other day, I really don't see the issue with it. Like, he had a Razor Crest, he really liked his Razor Crest. He wanted another one, and had the N1 because it was there, and he was like, okay, this is pretty cool. But that doesn't stop him from then getting a Razor Crest. I had a pair of headphones which I loved, and I broke them. And I had a few others in the time after I had them. And then a couple of years ago, I went back and bought another pair of these because I liked them that much. Is it therefore unreasonable to think that he's going to get another Razor Crest? I don't think so, personally.
The only reason people seem to jump on the whole, you can't have another one, is because they made the whole point it's like a rare, like pre-Empire ship. They never said it's one of one ever made, custom edition. Like.
I think, sure, it's going to be hard to find. And depending on, I don't know exactly when this is going to be set, but for all we know, he could have been looking for one this whole time and has only just found one. Like, I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility.
And obviously, I think one of the first shots that ever got kind of leaked / revealed was from Celebration year gone, or the year before, wasn't it? Because we had that shot of Zeb.
Oh, yes.
And people were like, I'm still kind of assuming maybe it was Zeb's, and
could
he's
be
going to buy it off him, or it might be like a running joke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to get this off you. But yeah, I love to see it back, and the new design for it, I think, looks great. Like, it somehow makes it feel completely different. The kind of like cleaner chrome look.
Yeah.
The yellow pops out. Hopefully, it's actually a well maintained. Because obviously, the kind of running thing through the Mando was like always a pair in the fucking.
I loved that in the second season as well. It was a big thing about through the second season. It was based on its last legs the whole time.
And then eventually just gets fucking incinerated.
Yeah, but it's an awesome ship, and I love it for Mando. Like I have no problems with the M1. We've got it here, and I thought that was an awesome ship, and I hope he still has it. But to me, the Razor Crest it's the Mandalorian
And
shit.
you know,
Like,
considering the ending of season 3, how he obviously kind of gets his little homestead
Yeah.
in Navarro, and he's kind of going back to bounty hunting after now the Empire in his mind's dealt with in terms of Gideon's gone,
yeah,
Mandalorian sorted out, Mandalore sorted out. So it makes sense if he's going back to bounty hunting and training Grogu to be a bounty hunter. He's going to need a ship to, haul his luggage. So
exactly.
it makes sense to me. It looks cool.
No
The Yanking
complaints.
guys and it's going to be sick.
Yeah. And yeah, that pretty much then leads them into we see Bingle and the Grogalorian on some unknown location. We're not really sure where. Looking through some scopes, and what I suspect is a different shot. Following it is they're not actually going to be together in the movie, but we see someone looking through some binocs at what looks like an Imperial base. We've got stormtroopers walking around.
We knew the Empire's going to be in this one way or another.
Yeah.
The Empire's never gone, is it?
No, so it'll be curious to see what role they serve and where they're going based off of sort of where we last saw them in season 3 of The Mandalorian and what sort of trajectory they're on. Obviously, we've got to end up at the First Order somehow, so it'll be curious to see where that leads.
That brings us then into probably the highest billed actor in the movie, being the debut of Sigourney Weaver in the Star Wars universe. Finally,
I'm so excited for this.
It's going to be cool. Like, her in a film's always cool anyway. Like, she just holds that, especially like any sci-fi project.
Yeah.
You know she's in it. It's like, okay, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I love Sigourney Weaver, and the fact she's going to be in this, I think, is awesome.
She's clearly playing some sort of New Republic general. I don't know how high up she is. Maybe like the commander of that particular base they're at.
Are you telling me you didn't look on her jacket? You can see the insignia. That means, yeah, no, I don't know. But
either way, it looks as if she's going to be given the sort of the quest line of Commando in this particular movie.
Yeah.
The thing I don't know yet, obviously, kind of jumping ahead of the trail a little bit, is the main plot going to be Empire based, or is the main plot going to be this whole Rot of the Hutt kind of storyline that's been rumoured and leaked a little while ago, which seems to be holding true from what we can see.
My personal theory is that the sort of Empire business, obviously we see like the AT-ATs later on, all that stuff, that will be the main storyline, but I think the bits where we see the sort of arena with Rotter and the creatures that, did you know they're actually from the Hollow Chess game, which I totally knew and didn't see online. I think that will be part of like an almost side quest as like part of it. Like he's got to go and get something or find someone first, and it leads him through that. Yeah. But I don't think that'll be the main story.
The flip side of that is the Empire little tidbits, maybe like the intro to the movie where he's doing jobs, and then he then gets a job. So I can only assume from the poster we've seen, you've got the 2 huts that look like.
Yeah.
I don't know if are they like siblings, cousins, or something like.
Oh god, it's been a long time since I've seen Book of Boba Fett, but
in the show.
Yeah.
Are they going to hire Mando to capture Rotter or save him from something?
That could be cool, yeah.
You know, is the bounty on him in the movies? I kind of don't hope the whole film's literally him chasing one bounty, because it kind of does seem a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't know what the story's going to be yet.
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is really theorize on what we've got. We do see Mando on, again, a planet we don't really know what it is. It looks like he's in a sort of quite nice looking bar. There's a fight scene going on there. So is that, again, related to him looking for a bounty, trying to maybe find Rotter? There's so many possibilities, but we do see later on when Mando is fighting these 2 awesome looking robots, like they're really cool designs. Again, something I totally noticed when I watched the trailer and didn't see online. Jack didn't send me a reel that told me about it. That the Hutt clan symbol is on the door behind them. So again, it'd be sort of curious to see his relationship with the Hutts in this movie. If he's working for them, if he's against them, where that falls.
Starts a job and then gets like double crossed and then kind of goes back to take on the Hutts instead, maybe, or like he ends up working with fucking Rot of the Hutt rather than trying to capture him. Who I still don't believe is being played by Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
He seems like such like a. You can imagine like Robert De Niro as
yeah.
boss. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying he's obviously of the higher caliber, but he's been in some pretty good stuff. Like he's quite a.
I mean, it's certainly in
him playing CGI.
No, it's an interesting choice, but I have faith that they'll do it.
The whole concept of like you're in this battle arena and there's like a ripped jet Hutt alien is.
I think it's really cool. It also gives us the Hutts in a sort of new way that we don't really see, because we pretty much always see them as like Jabba and the ones we see in the Book of Boba Fett. They are very sort of archetypal. We don't really see anything different. So this could be a completely sort of different vibe that we get to see, which is really cool. And I mean, obviously, we've got to talk about my guy, Garazeb Aurelius.
Yeah, we knew he was going to be in it based on the leaked shot. He's then also made it on the poster, which I'm
hoping means he's got...
the shot of him on the posters from like Mando season 3.
Oh, it probably is.
I really recognise like the image they've just kind of transferred over. But that brief snippet we get from him in the trailer, actually going to town on a stormtrooper with
that shot is so cool.
I can't remember what those bloody weapons called.
I don't know what it's called, but it's like, because he uses it all through the series, they're Rebels. That is, it looks great. Looks so great. I mean, Rebels is something that, I was a bit late to be honest. Like, I'd always wanted to get round to it, and I just, it seemed like, I've got to watch all these series. And it was only this year that I finally finished it. And I loved it. It's so good. And getting to see Zeb in live action is going to be awesome. Obviously, we've already seen him briefly.
And obviously, anyone who's watched Ahsoka, we've got pretty much the rest of the cast now introduced, and Zeb is now filling that void left. And getting a little bit ahead of ourselves again, but like I kind of hope this is the lead up to what is going to be the Heir to the Empire sort of endgame-esque event. Where Ahsoka setting up these events. Mando and Grogu are going to be assisting the New Republic in any way.
Yeah,
I think it'll be cool to see all these sort of projects build up and the world building they've done between 6 and 7.
Yeah,
to kind of culminate to this massive movie. Which obviously this isn't going to be the movie. I think this is. Still looking forward to it. It's still going to hopefully be great. But it gets me even more excited to think what's going to come next.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's one of those things where I'm sort of quite happy because it's not like I'm thinking, I'm excited for what's going to come next. So I just want to kind of get this out of the way. I think this is going to be really awesome, but you've still got that additional looking forward to, where do we go from here, which is awesome. I think... also just quickly worth noting, just before the shot we talked about Zeb, we'd obviously talked about the Razor Crest earlier. There's an interesting shot there, and there was a bit of debate on this. We watched the trailer, we tried slowing it down, we tried pausing it.
Oh, yes.
We can't tell whether he's being chased by vulture droids. They almost look like them, but it's hard to tell with the angle. You can't get a clear shot.
It's definitely, whatever it is a very similar shape.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced from slowing it down, the body and the wings don't kind of match to what it should look like. But obviously we're basing this on a...
Yeah, because I don't know how much like the sort of like motion blur and what angle they're at, but they look to me to be a bit sort of too narrow and the wings too long. But, it could just be the shot. And they look like that.
Either way, it definitely doesn't look anything Imperial, so it begs the question of who is he fighting?
Yeah.
Is it,
But what I would say, though, is if anyone knows better than us, maybe it's something that we just haven't recognised. But if you do know what it is, or you have a better idea than us, do leave a comment and let us know. Or if you agree that you think they might well be vulture droids, let us know.
Using like a reprogrammed droid arm.
That could be really cool.
That would be similar to what we see in like Jedi Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I quite like, especially how the Mandalorian has been using previous things. So we had the battle droids in the episode with Christopher Lloyd. I kept wanting to say Christopher Robin, and I was like, that's like...
You mean the iconic episode of Jack Black and Lizzo?
Yes, that one. But obviously we got battle droids there. We've had, he's using an N1. I like how it's sort of taking bits we've seen, especially from movies that maybe aren't the best liked.
Like the N1, we've never seen that since Phantom Menace. It's not one of those arguably iconic, but not iconic in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
it is cool to see old things like that brought back.
Yeah, so I think that's really awesome.
In that fight arena, I think that would be...
Yes,
even if
we need it.
Seconds, I'd love to see like a Gungan warrior turn up and then just get annihilated by one of the Hutts or something.
And just speaking of the arena, I must just mention that me and Jack have been quoting this quite a lot, but I do love Din Djarin dropping his best Patrick Bateman with just the impressive. Very nice. Yeah, I love all of his little reactions. He's like, N1 again. How was it? Wizard. What a guy. But no, I think it just looks awesome. The stunt work looks really cool. It looks great. It doesn't look to me like something made for TV or whatever. Obviously, this is going to be released in theatres, and it looks like a movie.
Obviously, a lot of people are kind of saying it doesn't look good enough compared to the show, but I think that's
I
almost
disagree
a
with.
compliment to the show in the sense that
Yeah.
what do you want them to do? Do you want them to invent a new fucking camera? Like,
I was gonna say
the show already looks like a
the
movie,
show looks great.
So the movie's gonna look like a show. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Also, and I know we're only seeing small snippets, but this doesn't give me volume vibes. Like, I don't get me wrong, I'm sure they probably used it for the film, but it's kind of why I liked Andor, where they were using real sets. I do think you can tell sometimes when they're using the volume, or it gives that.
Yeah. And I don't know for sure, to be honest, but I do hope they've done a lot more.
Yeah, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm sure they've still used it, and that's fine because it is great technology. It, you know, gives the actors a really good reference on set and the lighting and things. So I don't have an issue with it, but I think it's almost like a weird. You don't notice it, but you do unconsciously. It's almost like a weird uncanny valley thing. Like sometimes you can just tell, which is why I think Andor was quite refreshing. So I don't know to what extent they filmed on it and didn't film on it, but it looks good to me. So.
I mean, yeah, just going back to the trailer, sort of the order of it all. We see Garazeb obviously annihilating that trooper.
Yeah.
And get the battle arena scenes where it looks like it is just going to be this absolutely huge kind of gladiator style
Yeah.
arena, and we then do see Mando on top of some weird creature kind of fighting that. So
Yeah.
is it going to be like, is he going in as a contender, or is he thrown in as part of the battle going on and then he has to survive the arena?
Yeah.
It would be very interesting to see how he ends up, and like just that as a concept, as a scene, sounds like it's going to be.
I also it gives me kind of vibes of it was a start of season 3, I think, where he goes to that like sort of underground like fighting. Season 2,
yeah.
sorry, yes. And then he obviously gets sort of involved in the fight, and like when people are like hitting him like and breaking their hands on the Beskar and stuff, you know, those fight scenes are great. So it gives me this sort of same vibes, which I think looks really cool. But yeah, I mean, as we sort of touched on, we've got the scenes with the AT-ATs and the snow, which looks great.
We haven't seen those, I suppose, in live action since Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah, I think would be the last time.
The shot, which I don't know.
Well, no, technically, you actually see Imperial ones in The Last Jedi, along with the AT-M6 walkers as well.
Yeah, true.
Just so you know.
But like anyone who's seen the Elite celebration footage, there's that like kind of one take shot where he like clears the whole walker full of the snowtroopers, and then it looks like he obviously detonates the whole thing. It collapses like that shot.
Yeah.
As a thing, like that's gonna look great in IMAX, and watching that on the cinema screen is just gonna be.
I am so excited for this movie. I remember when the trailer came out, and it's kind of weird. I was excited, but I wasn't. I don't know. There was something that I did want to see what was going to be in it, but there's almost the thing of like, oh, I really want it to be good, and you know, am I as invested? Because like there were some things about season 3 that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, but that I would have changed. For example, I wouldn't necessarily have had Grogu come back so quickly, things like that. So it's like I still obviously love the series, but I had this little fear of like, what if it's not going to live up to expectations, or if I'm going to watch it and think like, oh, you know.
I think especially given how, for me personally, like Mandalorian is like iconic to me, and like, I adore the series as a whole, like, and the character and everything about him. So to finally get a big movie, like, to me, it's not that I hold any shares in Disney. I don't actually care how much money it makes, but like, I not only want Star Wars to make a good film because I love Star Wars. I not only want it to be successful so we get more films soon, because, you know, it's been since 2019 we've had an actual movie come out. Like, as much as I love the shows and I get excited for the shows, and like Andor was phenomenal. Yeah, it still doesn't generate that same level of hype knowing there's a film coming out and like the lead up to it, and you know, going to the theaters. You know, we love movies. We love still going to them, despite, you know, modern day theater etiquette and, you know, how some people seem to treat it like a bloody barn house. It's, you still can't beat the feeling when there's a big movie like that. You know, any Marvel film coming out, you know,
it's especially a Star Wars movie. Like that's the big, because they don't happen that often. Like Marvel movies, you know, you're going to get those every year basically. Star Wars movies aren't so common, and yeah, like you say, I mean, I am particularly irritable in the cinema. I hate anyone else in there. Like, if anyone even so much as rustles, it grates at me. But I can forgive that for going to see a Star Wars film in the cinema. And I've got to say that despite my fears, when we watched the trailer, I was not only relieved but so excited to watch it. It was the trailer's everything I wanted to be, and it's probably the most excited I've been watching a trailer for a long time. I think because there have been films I've watched in the past few years that I've really enjoyed, but maybe didn't have the same level of hype going in. Whereas watching this trailer just makes me think, oh, I really want to watch this now.
Yeah, I mean, like, thinking back to the big ones this year, we've obviously had Superman, which whilst I personally loved, I made sure my expectations were minus levels because I just thought if it's good, that's a bonus. If it's not, I'm not going to be at a loss. I'm not that attached to the character and the franchise at that time. Fantastic Four is kind of the same thing. I want it to be good, but it's Fantastic Four. I'm not going to hold my breath. If it's bad, just another bad Fantastic Four film. But The Mandalorian and Grogu, like, it needs to be good.
Yeah.
It's got to not only be a good Star Wars film, full stop, to let Star Wars carry on making movies and doing what it's doing, but The Mandalorian deserves to have that iconic film. And I just hope it does justice to, how well received the series was. It'd be a real shame for it just to kind of, the film that's kind of crap, and
Yeah, it feels like it's got something to live up to, and I'm confident that it will. I've enjoyed all of it so far. Like I say, we talked about bits where, maybe Grogu could have stayed away longer. If it's there are always things that can be changed, but on the whole, I've loved it all thus far. So I have faith that this will be just as good. And before I forget, I've got to say, there's one shot in there that I love. The U-Wing is one of my favourite ships in Star Wars, and there is just this awesome shot of pulling in door open as they're flying up to it. That is a peak shot, and I can't wait to see what sort of scene that is attached to.
I can only imagine it's either he's flying out the Walker as it blows up, and he's flying up to the U-Wing maybe.
I saw maybe Zeb is piloting the U-Wing, and he's escaping from something, and it's like a quick pickup.
Or was it going to be our boy Carson Taver?
Yeah, he's presumably going to be. That was another thing as well. Actually, I don't know too much about the cast, and obviously we've seen the post. We know a lot of the characters in it, but I was wondering, are we going to get Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand again? Could be really cool because I've enjoyed her in The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. I think she's sort of become a character that to me is synonymous with this era of Star Wars. She's not a huge character, don't get me wrong, but I do quite enjoy it when she's there as a sort of extra.
That's an interesting point. It does seem to be quite disconnected when you think about it, because we've got no Bo-Katan as of yet. The Armourer's made no appearance yet. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but we've got none of her yet.
Paz Vizsla?
Well, he's dead, so...
Yeah, I need to rewatch season 3, actually. That's a good point. In my mind, the Book of Boba Fett 2 episodes are where I have to remember that season 3 happened after that, because, to be fair, I've only watched season 3 once. So I'm due a rewatch. I did enjoy it, but I'm a bit fuzzy on the end of it, so I need to go over it again. Because now I think about it, I can picture the battle where you've got Moff Gideon in this sick armour and stuff.
Absolutely awesome scene, but it does kind of feel like, we haven't got many returning characters other than obviously the Binkeldorfian and Grogu.
Yeah,
and
icons.
Obviously Garazeb Aurelius.
But yeah, and I think one other big thing that we've talked about this quite a lot, but the
Babu Frick.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm not a massive fan of Ian Zellens. I just think,
baby. Come on. Got to get that comedy, childlike appeal in the film.
Funny joke. Good shot, baby. Ha 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 ha.
It's kind of amusing though. It's not, as long as it doesn't get any more cringier than that, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't.
Well, that shot of them on the speeder goes hard, bro. Where are they going? Are they going to be on a separate side quest the whole time?
I don't know.
Traversing the sewers.
I can't say I'm that interested, but it's fine.
Think of the plushies. Think of the plushies.
The humour doesn't offend me. It's not cringy. It's just
repulse me.
But no, one thing. What I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted with your childish musings was the music. Oh, we've already sort of talked about this off camera at length. The Mandalorian theme is just iconic in of itself, and hearing that in theatres is just going to be immense.
It works so well because you've got the slower build up in the beginning of the theme, and you've obviously got his little kind of key theme when he walks into a room, and I'm sure we're going to hear that plenty of times within the score. And then this theme sort of goes from that more kind of Western slow beat and that big sort of classic Star Wars.
It's fanfare
opera.
sort of.
Yeah.
Because I think that usually plays. It's not the Razor Crest theme. It is part of the main theme, but that usually plays during any sections with the Razor Crest when they're flying, or whatever.
Well, yeah,
And I
chapter
love
2
that.
when he repairs it and then finally flies off.
It's got that
it's that heroic theme.
classic Star Wars, which because most of the Mandalorian theme is not classic Star Wars. It's so different.
Consider 2 seasons worth. I believe the very first bit of music from John Williams wasn't until Luke's appearance at the end of season 2.
Yeah,
and prior to that, they didn't use any themes or any sort of.
It is really impressive how they've managed to cement it as it doesn't feel like it's out of place. Like it's so different, but it feels like Star Wars because they've managed to cement that. And
thankfully, I think Ludwig Göransson has been confirmed to be orchestrating the movie, so that is very nice.
So we're going to hear more of that. Obviously, we've got the sort of trailer version of the music, which is awesome. And I just can't wait to hear.
But even the logo, silly little thing, but it gives me huge Indiana Jones and the poster as well. Proper retro, indie vibes,
pulp adventure movie, and
I
love that.
Starring Grogu as himself, just little things like that. Just kind of, I love the vibe they're going for.
I know some people really don't like that, and I've seen a sort of debate online about it. I kind of love it because it feels very much like, where did Star Wars start? It's kind of that vibe, and
it's a classic 80s space adventure film.
And it gives me hope that this movie isn't. I want to word this right. Not going to take itself too seriously in the sense of, don't be wrong, I want it to be a good movie and to have a story to tell, but it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to have some grand galaxy scale threat or anything. I want it to be an adventure movie,
Because that's what people always liked Mando for, when it was like the adventure of the week and sort of the more semi-self-contained stories.
Which I honestly prefer. I like series where you get a sort of series-long arc, and I think The Mandalorian does do a sort of overarching sort of theme, but I like having one-off adventures with characters. I've always been quite a fan of that. So
I think that's where this film will excel at being a smaller, tighter film based on them two, and then give us the time later on to have the kind of big, Marvel-esque team up, which, again, any complaints about that coming forward, who's not going to want to see Mando and Ahsoka and even Luke Skywalker potentially teaming up? Like, it's just cool, man. It's cool.
But I do think that before we wrap up, we do have to address the elephant in the room. The name.
Glumbleshlort and gonorrhea.
Exactly. Grindelwalm and Schlom is. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think it's grown on me more as time's gone on. Because I remember when they first announced Mandalorian and Grogu, I was like, that's a fucking mouthful. Yeah. But ultimately, what else are they going to call it?
And to be fair, I did see some cool suggestions because I had the same view, and I did see some cool suggestions. Don't get me wrong, there are some awful ones, but like someone was like, and I mean mileage may vary on this, but someone said the Mandalorians, since Grogu has chosen his path essentially. I think that kind of works. I like that, but then I don't have a problem with this.
You've got to think marketing-wise, how confusing it would be. Do you want to watch The Mandalorian or The Mandalorians?
We've already got Clone Wars and The Clone Wars.
Yeah, I think they need to make it a distinctive title so you're going to know what you're talking about. And
I think it fits that adventure movie vibe as well. I think it serves its purpose fine.
Every film these days is character name something. Like, it is just Indiana Jones, Red Lost Ark, or it's Iron Man, whatever, it's Captain America, whatever. Like, it's not a massive issue on The Mandalorian and Grogu stupid title. Like, okay. If you've got better ideas what to call it, let us know down below. But
like I said, there are some good suggestions out there, so maybe we'll see one in the comments and think, okay, they actually
Star
should call
Wars
it that. But
Starfighter.
Can't wait.
I'm excited for it, but I'm not sure on the title personally.
It doesn't roll off the tongue in my view.
I feel like having star one word apart does kind of make it seem a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's
Star
a bit
Wars
weird.
Starfighter, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, but
starring literally me.
We'll get to that. Hopefully, I don't know when we'll get a trailer for it, but I know they're filming at the minute.
All we have is an image of Ryan Gosling and a child on a raft. So.
Yeah. Oh, and that one of them next to the speeder.
True.
But we'll get to that when there's a bit more news. But no, on the subject of this movie, we can't really avoid the fact we're both very excited for it. We will, we're unashamedly Star Wars fans. Mm-hmm. And this looks like it's going to be more peak Star Wars. So, I think it's fair to say I'm massively excited for it. You're massively excited for it. Just release it a bit earlier.
Bring it on May 2026.
Indeed. And we'll probably have to give you our thoughts once we've seen it.
Well, I'm hoping the more news we get, reveals, merch.
Yeah,
leaks,
we can
anything
cover a
like
bit
that,
more
when we get
the
a few
run-up.
more ideas of plot threads. I'm hoping the next trailer's not going to be too far in the future. I don't know how long they often release them prior to the film.
I would imagine, where are we now? We're coming up to the start of October.
Maybe like just before Christmas, maybe like before
I would
Christmas
think
time
so.
would be the next trailer.
I would think so, yeah. And then we'll be coming around to May before we know it. Good times
Shame it's
ahead.
not coming out May the 4th. That would have really...
Yeah,
been cool.
it's only like 3 weeks prior. Like, you tell me those 3 weeks are going to be essential.
Reshoots.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a dangerous game because I always complain like if stuff is released too early. Like, I don't mind them taking their time with it, but in all seriousness, but no, it would have been a nice little tie-in if they. I mean, that about sums up our little breakdown of the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu. We've obviously covered sort of the main bits we picked out from the trailer that we're particularly excited for. What we're looking forward to, our sort of hopes for the movie, and how much we can't wait for it to come out. That we will be counting down the days.
On the calendar, ready.
We'll be bringing you news as it comes.
Eagerly awaiting any updates we can, even something silly like Lego set leaks will be very exciting to sort of see. Because you can often get quite a lot of plot points from something silly as merch and
that's true.
Coming out.
Yeah.
So it'll be very exciting to see the marketing lead up to the film as well. With all that being said,
Hasbro, bring out a vintage collection HasLab for this new Razor Crest, and I will buy it. Please.
$600.
Oh, that's so cool. It'd be a hard decision, but I need it.
But what do you guys think of the trailer? What are your thoughts on the film coming up? You excited for The Mandalorian? You dreading The Mandalorian? Anything you wish they want to do? Anything you're hoping they don't do in the movie? Do let us know your thoughts down below.
Definitely.
And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support here on the GlupCast. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And all that being said, see you on the next one.